You are funny. Fucking hell, what a night.
What a night.
Hmm?
Look at that, shouldn't mess around straight in. No, it's
Mate.
That's it.
Testing. I ain't even checking the headphones. I'm taking these risks. I usually do like 5,000 sound checks, but
No point.
I've got you. You know what I mean? Well, it might fuck up. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, we're being all corporate. Let's not. October Red boxing with Savage Dan, who's looking in phenomenal shape, looking like he's ready to get in the ring. You know, I would show you abs, but I'm not going to do that. Just trying to make sure the focus is all right. Anyway, another night, another card, battle on the beach. Let's have your summary of tonight.
I thought it was phenomenal. I think the whole fight week's been good. You know, it's been kind of laid back. We've been on the beach. It's been good vibes. But wow, what a show. Honestly, it probably surpassed what I thought it would be. You know, top of the bill, you always knew it was going to be a good fight. I'm not sure what I expected, but I think I expected something similar to that. Ben Whittaker, probably the best debut I've seen, if I'm totally honest. You know, I don't recall many better ones.
I'm going to say, if you're going to look back in history, who would you say as a debut like that?
Well, I mean, look, people knock people out, and that's debuts for you, isn't it? You knock people out, and that's a successful debut. But to show that level of skill, cheek almost, even a couple of fouls in there, and then to just stop someone with one shot
And walk off.
The whole show, man, and don't get it twisted, he had to do that because he's been talking loads, so you got to deliver. There's no two ways about it, but he did. He delivered, and I didn't expect that.
So where does it go from here now? I mean, we talk about opponents. He's an Olympian. This is what I mean. Are you going to be looking to step the game up with him when it comes to matchmaking on the next one? Challenges?
Not yet. I mean, look, bottom line, that was a great performance, but he is a novice as a professional. You know, that's his first bout. He impressed, yes, but it's not like he's 32 and you've got to rush him through. Light heavyweight is probably the best domestic division, that or cruiserweight. There's loads of fights there for him, but you don't have to rush it. You can wait 18 months, 24 months. You can just almost do the rounds of him, you know, like he's still got loads to learn. So I wouldn't like to see him rushed. We know he can do it, but it's a business as well as a sport. You've got to time things right.
And we talk about timing, but to be fair, he's back out in 3 weeks. He's going to be on the Anthony Joshua's undercard. So I've heard from a couple of sources.
Potentially. I don't think that's done. Yeah.
It's not done, but those are the
rumours.
they're quite clear rumours.
Yeah, and when you're early in your career, you want quick turnaround. You want to fight on this week's show, and then one in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks, it's good. You know, like I think it'd be great for him to be in Jeddah to showcase his skills there. So yeah, if he's there, I'm there.
I don't think you need that to be an excuse for you to go over there to watch the fight. We saw. You know what I will do? I want to give you some credit actually for the conversation that you had with Anthony Joshua. I will say that I saw several quotes that came from that conversation you had with him. Unfortunately, you weren't given the credit for it. So what I will say for everyone that's listening, the latest Anthony Joshua in-depth conversation was done by Savage Dan on behalf of JD Sports. I just want you to reflect on that conversation and how he was, because you've done it before with the Ruiz one.
No, we did it with all of them, I think. We did it with Ruiz. I think we might have even done it. We did it with Ruiz too as well. It was a better conversation than what's on YouTube, put it that way. I think we've got 12 minutes on YouTube. That was like an hour conversation, so it's really, really condensed down, and I'm not sure how they squeezed a 12-minute edit out of that. But it was a good convo. AJ seems to be in a good mental space. Physically, he's always in a good place. But I feel like mentally, you have to be right going into this rematch, and it seemed like he's got things right around him in terms of, psychologists, in terms of coaches, the team, the game plan, everything. It seems like it's coming together quite well. I haven't spoken to him in the last couple of weeks or anything like that, so I'm not sure how it's progressed, but everyone seems to be happy. The 258 guys are here and they're all around. Everyone seems to be in good spirits. So hopefully he can go to Jeddah and pull it off.
We talk about pulling it off, and we talk about mindset. It's a tough ask. Because, like you said, mindset is important in boxing. Well, everyone says that. It's not just about being able to have the IQ, the strength, the boxing ability. There's more than that, especially when you're fighting Usyk. I spoke to Tony Bellew, who really gave a good account of himself when he fought Usyk. And one of the things that Tony Bellew said is Usyk is mentally draining. He mentally drains you.
He's always fiddling and farting around, man. He's always just there with his feet, and his hands are always. And the thing is, if you don't take the hands and the feet seriously, he'll tag you. But if you do take them seriously and he doesn't do anything, you've taxed some energy, he's taken some energy from you. So it's kind of like, with Usyk, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You're in a bit of in a spot when you fight him. Tony Bellew was doing really well for around 4 rounds, and he was turning him clockwise. I was there as well. But then Usyk mentally just seems to go up and step on you, and as soon as you just start to think like, oh, this is getting a bit tiring, a bit draining here, that's when he really puts his foot down and goes after you. So yeah, look, it's different. Bellew fighting Usyk to AJ. AJ has, physical advantages over him that he can go to if he's not able to kind of box him. But it's the game plan. We'll see. It's simple to say, yeah, if you're AJ, go step on him, walk him down and crush him, but that's always going to be the game plan. No one can do it. Even Chisora's tried. No one can actually do it. So it's going to be a bit cuter than that, I'm sure, but it will have a bit more of that than I think in the first fight.
Well, then a recipe then to get him out of there. What would you say? What is the recipe? What is the recipe for Usyk? How do you beat him?
I think you need the physical attributes that AJ has, right, and then you need some massive balls, because I think you need to go through a bit of fire to get to him, because he's gonna ping you. I think that's just what it is. Like, on your way in, you're gonna get pinged once or twice, and you're gonna have to know that that's part of your game plan. So you're gonna need balls to do it, to close that gap. When you throw a right hand, you're probably more likely than not, you're probably gonna miss it. Falling lean. You got to foul, knee him. Madonna was doing it against Mayweather. Foul. You got to foul. You got to do something, because the boxing game is too easy. This is actually what he does. He's called the cat, and he's called the cat for a reason. So I'm not sure I would play the cat and mouse game with him. I'd play like the dog and mouse.
I like that, but we've done enough 258. We're going to move on to the headline of this card. A really good fight, I'd like to start off by saying. I'd say a well-matched fight, because the styles are so different as well. But you break it down, your thoughts on it.
In Isaac Chamberlain and Chris Billis.
The headline, yeah.
I actually don't think it's a huge difference in styles. I think they're both mid-range fighters, and they were happy to kind of sit there and just trade. And I think the referee did a good job of not getting too involved, because it can look messy if the ref gets too involved, but he let them work. Chris is just strong. He had the crowd behind him. It was like having a 12th man. Seemed a little bit sharper, a little bit more war ready, probably because of the fact that he's had tough fights recently, and he's had to really go through it. Isaac Chamberlain, he's had fights, but maybe not the level of opponent that would have really prepared him for a fight like this, but he was still there. He digs his heels in. It was wide. 170, 111 was a bit wide for me. But then again, you can have 120, 108 fights that are close. If someone just edges every round, you can have.
What Billon was doing, really.
Yeah, he was just winning rounds just slightly. I felt like Isaac was getting there, even when he was able to walk Chris back. Yeah. He was getting there and then not shooting. It was like he's there and he won't shoot, and it's almost like Chris was thinking, "Oh, you ain't shot, so I'm gonna shoot." Those little moments kept happening. They probably happened like 50 times throughout the fight, where maybe Isaac had decided, "Fuck it, I'm going," but he can't. It's just so easy to sit here and say it, but it's just it's such a good fight. Honestly, such a good night in Bournemouth.
Yeah, the atmosphere was electric, but another fight, another weekend, another card done. We're going to move on to the anticipated card now, and I'm going to say this because it's the light heavyweights. It is Dan Aziz versus Shakan Pitters. I know you've got others on the card, but we could talk about the card all day, but I'm going to go to that one.
Yeah.
That is September the 3rd in Liverpool, M&S Bank Arena. Talk to me about that.
What a fight. What a fight, you know. Now, that's a clash of styles. That is a clash of styles. You've got Shakan Pitters, who's so long, so rangy, and he can make anybody look bad. And then you've got Dan Aziz, who is kind of a short warrior. Like, he just wants to get in and just batter you. So I'm interested to see how this fight plans out and who manages to get their way. I think Dan might struggle early to get inside Shakan, but who knows? I think he'll just try and go under him. I think he'll try and go under and up, and then whip some round the side. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I won't put a prediction on it.
No.
I can't. Obviously, Dan's in the form of his career, so you would edge towards him. But stylistically, Pitters can make him look bad. He really can. So I rate Dan for taking this fight. I rate them both. It's a proper scrap, that.
And we like the domestics. Like I said, I'm quite selfish. I do love the domestic bouts. They're just important. They bring the crowds. I mean, look at Bournemouth tonight. Fair enough. Yeah, it was a one-sided crowd as they were loud. I get that. But we're in neutral territory in Liverpool. You've got a Birmingham fighter and a London fighter. Liverpoolians love boxing anyway. It's going to be another electric night. But after that, what's Boxer up to after that?
After what?
After the 3rd of September.
Well, we've got the 10th of September.
Of course, the all-female card, but then after that, we're looking at October. I'm thinking Richard Riakporhe. I'm looking for him, actually. Is he run off?
Probably ran off. You catch him at the after party.
I ain't going to no after party. You know I don't do after parties. I go straight home. Good girl, me. Anyway, is he going to be going for a world title fight? Makabu?
Hopefully. Makabu, it makes sense. He's fought 2 southpaws. I think it's 2 perfect dress rehearsals for Makabu, so hopefully it is that next. We should hopefully have some news on Parker next week. Hopefully we should have some news on Hunter and Fury next week. Hopefully have some news on Taylor Catterall. So there's stuff being announced, but I can't announce it.
Fair enough.
Can't say exactly what it is, but yeah, there's loads of things happening. There's loads of bills that aren't yet announced, and I'm half giving you them.
Can you announce a Coley?
I can't. No, I can't.
Yeah, it's like the name.
When he's announced, if he's announced ever.
If he's announced.
Yeah, so one day in the future, if he's announced, then I can announce it.
So how many cards are we expecting to see from Boxer then for this year, to see this year out? I always do this. It's because I'm selfish. I like to get the hotels in.
When you say to see this year out, so this was actually our season end.
Okay.
When you think about it properly, July 30th, Bournemouth. And then August is usually quiet for boxing. You get back into it. So we're going to be far busier than we were last year, put it this way, because throughout the season, we've acquired more and more fighters. The Olympians, loads of people that are professional novices, which means that we've got to get them out often. So we're going to need to have a lot of shows, and we've got an exciting schedule coming up. No, you're not getting the dates. Yeah, I'll WhatsApp them to you.
Okay then. Listen, Savage, I know you got after parties to go to, dog work. We know what it's like. It's so hard, isn't it? Being the head of Boxer Media, having, jetting off, going all over the place, going to after parties, where some of us just go back to our hotels and edit for the whole night.
Well, usually I just go back to my hotel room and chill. Or I'm off. I'm usually off, actually.
Yeah, but this is like the end of the earth to get home from here.
It is. I did contemplate going back tonight, but I'll wait. I'll go in the morning, man. I'll go in the morning. I'm just going to have a quiet one. Go have an apple juice. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, wake up, drive home. That's it.
I won't take apple juice as cold for something. But anyway, Savage Dan, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. And then until the next time.
Thank you for having me. October Red. Bada boom. The best YouTube channel there is.
Oh. Oh. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.